December 10th, 2015. From El Cajon, California, this is episode 88 of You Can Bet on That. Hi, everybody. Welcome to You Can Bet on That, a podcast for the recreational gambler. My name is Mark Duvall, and sitting across from me is Dr. Mike.
Hello. Yes, I'm not used to this. I can see your face.
I know. What do you think of this new setup here?
It's snazzy. I mean, this is high tech.
We got a lot of new equipment here, and I'm trying to figure out how to use it. So hopefully this episode, people have said that our episodes sound okay, but if you could have seen the conditions under which we recorded, we had these two big, huge, gross cushions.
Yeah, gross is right.
And we had to sit real close to each other, so we were about the same distance from the mic. And so anyway, this should sound better, but it'll probably take me a while to kind of figure out all the ins and outs. So the first initial recordings, might not be that great. However, one of the nice things about having this new equipment is now we can have guests on the show, and joining us from about 2,300 miles away is Adam, a.k.a. Vegas Fanboy. Adam, welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on. I've been bribing you to be on for a while now. I'm just glad the check cleared.
Yeah,
finally.
It did. Well, that's why we were able to buy the equipment. Yeah.
That's right. You guys denied the free play coupon I sent, so I had to up the game a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, we appreciate it.
I was thinking, it's funny you say that, because driving over here, I'm thinking, why doesn't free play coupon work at any Harris property?
Oh, yeah, that's true. When you get a free play, well, I don't know about other, companies, but at least as far as Caesars go, if you get a free play, it'll only work at a single casino. It'll even say on the printout.
Got it. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So I can't take any of my free play to Kentucky with me.
Oh, that's right, because you're going next week, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So they should fix that.
Yeah.
And Adam we'd be set.
Yeah.
That's right. You guys can come out to Caesars Windsor and then, party with us out here too.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. So Caesars Windsor, that's the closest to you?
Yeah, Caesars Windsor, we got MGM Grand Detroit, and we got two others too. So we've got 4 casinos in the Detroit area.
And are they downtown Detroit, or are they on the outskirts?
3 of them are right downtown Detroit. Then Caesars is right across the river. It's about just an extra 10 minutes.
Yeah, see, that's great. Why doesn't San Diego have like a downtown casino? Something where we don't have to drive, through hell to get there.
Yeah, but see, it's not going to happen because they already have the outskirts casino. Now what we need to do, though, is travel to Detroit. Take a vacation in Detroit.
Right, see, there you go.
Yeah, I haven't ever been to Michigan.
I would say that Detroit's beautiful in December, so it's the perfect time to visit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Nice and white.
That's right, yeah.
Well, so, Dr. Mike and I go out to the casino pretty much every Friday, right? We go out.
Every Friday, pretty much.
Pretty much. So this last week, you said, well, hey, I've got some friends who are doing a poker tournament, like these neighborhood guys who are going to be doing a poker tournament on Saturday night. Do you want to go? And so I said, yeah, I guess okay, but let's skip the casino on Friday because I don't want to be gone, 2 nights in a row with gambling-related stuff. That wouldn't be fair to the family, right? So
yeah, if that's how you want to live your life, that's fine.
All right. So anyway, we decided, okay, Saturday we're going to go to this poker tournament. So Friday came and went, and then Saturday morning I was just working like crazy. I was being such a good husband. I was doing all these projects around the house, to get done, not just stuff that I was supposed to do, but I was actively looking for projects. Right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And so I was all excited. And then about 5:30, I'm taking a shower and all excited. And then I get a call from your wife.
Yes.
Says
I would have called, but I actually could not have talked then.
Jeez. So apparently you were ill.
Yeah. Well, I had called you earlier in the day and told you I didn't feel well.
Yeah, but I figured you'd get over it.
Yeah, well, so did I. Because, I was at the casino when I called you. So I thought, okay, I'm all right.
Oh, yeah. Let's add that, too. Mike actually went to the casino early Saturday to get some free play. And what'd you get? Some luggage?
Some luggage and take my dad. It was mostly for my dad.
Yeah.
That's my story.
Okay, well, that's it's going to be 2, and then you're leaving this week. I guess I'm going to have to go to the casino by myself.
You may have to. But anyway, coming home, I got so sick. I don't know what it was, but it hit me hard.
Yeah.
And by 5:30, I was like, okay, it's like 75 degrees here, right?
Yeah.
I'm laying on the couch with 3 blankets on, freezing, shivering with 101.3 temperature.
Yeah.
And I told Lynn, I said, you better call. And there was another friend of ours going too. I said, call the guys and tell them I can't make it. And I knew you wouldn't feel comfortable going.
No, because I didn't know anybody. Yeah.
So, you could have went. They would have been okay with that. But,
sure, but
it would be kind of awkward.
Yeah, no.
So I felt terrible. I felt terrible for them. They did play. And
Yeah, really,
they-
because we were 3 players that suddenly
Right.
now they don't have in the tournament.
Right.
Yeah.
And they ended up with, like, I think he said 8 people. So they were okay.
Oh, well, that's okay, yeah.
They had one table. Yeah, it was terrible. I mean, it was so bad that I told my wife, do not go in the bathroom. I'll clean it up tomorrow.
Good for you.
Because no human should have had to have seen that except me.
All right. Good for you. All right. So I guess that's the point of the story, though, is, okay, yeah, you were sick, but I missed out on casino.
Yeah, you're going to, if you don't go this week, you'll be 2 weeks without it.
All right. Let's talk about the Trippies. We didn't even talk about the Trippies on a past episode this year. The Trippies, they were open for nominations. They were open for voting. The voting's closed.
Okay. All right.
So there's nothing. Here we are saying this now. So thanks to everybody who voted for us for Best Podcast, or if you voted for Adam for Vegas Fanboy, you were nominated this year, right, Adam?
I was, yeah. Thanks to everyone, yeah.
I voted
I think that's
for
why
you.
you guys. That's why you guys finally got me on. You waited until I was nominated, and then yeah.
That's right. Yeah, we waited till you were nominated and the voting was closed before we had you on. That was. Yeah, and of course, congratulations to Tim and Michelle for winning again, Best Podcast.
Right. Yeah, as usual. Well, they deserve it.
No, I
mean,
agree. They've got a
Absolutely.
Yeah, they've been around a long time, and it's a good show. So.
Yeah, and the guys on Tipping the Odds Las Vegas too. I think Mitch was saying, one of the reasons they're so popular is because they're a married couple who seem to get along, right?
Right.
And love Vegas, right? So I think that's a lot of the
and their
appeal.
show's a little more broad spectrum, I guess I would say.
Well, I mean,
We're kind of in a niche.
we're in a gambling niche, right? Yeah. So definitely. The one thing I did do, I nominated, this is the only thing I really felt strongly about, and I'll say this since the voting's over, but I nominated and voted for Binions as worst dice. I mean, the reason I feel so strongly about it is because of the horrible experience we had, the horrible experience we keep hearing people have, and the fact that this used to be the place to play.
Right. Well, that's what gets me. That used to be the place. That was our go-to place.
Yeah.
We loved to play there.
Yeah.
I think one of my top 5 biggest wins was there. So I really liked it.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's a shame. Okay, anyway, let's move on. So we've got an email from listener Danny. He is going to a company casino party. We're recording this Wednesday night. I think he's going Thursday. Anyway, it's a kind of casino party where you're not playing for money, but you're playing for raffle tickets, and at the end, they have prizes, that kind of thing. He was asking, he's kind of a novice to craps. He was asking, how should I play? What should I do? And I basically told him, well, go ahead and make a pass line bet with odds and place the 6 and 8. And, good luck. But it got me kind of thinking about casino parties, because you and I used to work for a company, right? Dealing. Yeah.
I think I read your email and I was thinking, the casino party is the place to make some of the weird, goofy bets.
Maybe, but see, now it depends on how they're giving stuff away. Like if the person with the most chips at the end of the night, wins the prize.
Right.
Well, okay, then you want to kind of go crazy and not bet like you normally would, make all those stupid, prop bets and what have you. But if it's just, all right, for every $100 you have at the end, you get a raffle ticket. Well, then, maybe you just kind of play.
Yeah, well, a lot of them are like that. A lot of them are everyone gets 5 tickets, and if you've got some more money, you get 6 tickets or 7
Something
tickets.
like that, yeah. But here's the thing, and you corrected me. I was saying one of the best places to learn is a casino party, but you're never sure what kind of party it's going to be like. How good are the dealers going to be? Do they really know what they're doing?
That's a big issue. That's really a big issue.
I've been to ones where the dealers did not know what they were doing, or maybe people from the company, in other words, like if it's a company party, maybe just employees from the company are, chipping in and acting as dealers.
Right.
And a lot of times I went to a party once where they said, well, just pay the odds even money, just place bets even money. Well, okay, that makes it easy for them, but it's certainly not a way to learn, craps.
No, but a lot of times people aren't there to learn either. There are people who just are just playing, right?
Yeah.
And it makes it easy for them. It's just like, you bet $1, you win $1,
Yeah.
right? It's like blackjack or something. I've got in my car a picture of the San Diego County Dental Society's winter gala. Okay, and it happened to be a casino party.
Okay.
And I'm going to show that to you, and maybe you can put it on the page. The craps table.
In the picture, you mean?
In the picture. Looks like something you'd see in Vegas.
Okay.
I could not believe it.
And you think it's really, or you sure it's really the one they're going to use, or it's just some stock photo?
No. Oh, no. It's the one they use because it's people I know standing at the table.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No,
it's like a picture from a previous.
No, this is a picture from this year. It was
I see.
It was like a few weeks ago.
I got you. Okay.
And it's a monthly magazine that comes out.
Okay.
And, they put the pictures in of the people. And the blackjack table and the craps table looked super professional. I have never seen a casino party with that nice a table.
Wow.
I don't know where they got that. When we dealt, you remember the tables were not all that good.
No, they were crappy.
Yeah, they were not that good.
Yeah.
And people didn't care. They were there for an hour. These tables look, I seriously like they came right out of a casino in Vegas.
Nice.
And I couldn't believe it. I'm going to show you that picture. It's unbelievable. So there's a company, obviously, here in San Diego that has some pretty nice equipment.
All right, well, we'll have to look it up. Now, Adam, as a millennial...
That's right.
Do you frequent casino? Have you ever been to a casino party? Do kids your age, go for that kind of thing?
Kids your age.
I think because I'm in education, that's really the reason why I've not been at any company casino parties.
Oh, okay.
One is that it's probably just not a good message for education. Two, teachers just don't have any money, is what it is.
Okay. Well, while we're talking about education, tell real quickly the story of you and I dealing at UCSD. Now, we went to UCSD.
I know, but this makes me look like a jerk.
Yeah, but it's pretty funny, I think.
All right. Well, we both went to UCSD, and we just so happened we were dealing a party at UCSD. And as craps dealers, we taught the game like crazy. In fact, it was rare that somebody came up to the table and actually knew how to play. It was usually, teach me craps. And so these two, good-looking girls came up to the table.
Very good-looking girls. And we were in our mid to early 20s.
Yeah, this was back when that was okay to So they come up, teach us how to play. I said, okay. So, I'm showing them, I showed them here's this bet, and, kind of explained the whole thing. And then they made one bet and lost and walked away, and I had spent a lot of time, explaining
the game. He had spent
at
least 15, 20 minutes explaining it before we started.
So as they're walking away, I said, okay, come back when you're smarter. And it makes me look like a jerk. Well, I was a jerk.
Well, it was but it was so funny. I mean, it was at UCSD, and we both went there, so I think I can say this. there are a lot of bright people at UCSD.
There are. Right?
Yeah. And they went there, so we assumed they were pretty bright. But they listened for like 15 minutes at least to your whole explanation of craps, made one bet on the pass line.
Right, which lost.
Three comes up, they lose, they turn around and walk away. That was the extent that they were willing to try it.
All right. Well, anyway, I guess, bottom line is when it comes to casino parties, you never know what you're going to get. So, if you do get some competent dealers, because we had, when we were doing our parties, there were some dealers we worked with who had been real craps dealers at real casinos.
Quite a few of them, right?
So, they knew what they were doing. But then again, think about it. The blackjack tables for the company we worked for, it paid 2-to-1 on blackjack. Right. Just to make it easier, right?
Right, sure.
So, man, if you were a card counter, you could clean up at a raffle ticket charity casino.
And you still lose the raffle.
All right, we got another email from listener Rob. Now, he is going to Vegas over Super Bowl weekend. He's going with some friends who are going to a convention at Bally's, and he was wondering if there are any $10 craps tables around the Bally's area, or that would be $10 on Super Bowl weekend. Adam, have you ever been to Vegas on Super Bowl?
No, I've been up for some big events, like the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight was probably the biggest event. But, one thing, I never really see a huge change in the table game limits, even for those things.
Yeah, especially on the weekends.
Yeah, maybe for something like New Year's Eve. Right, where we've seen, but that's what I'm thinking too. Even now, we've never been Super Bowl weekend because if we went to Vegas, we wouldn't watch the Super Bowl, right? I mean, why? Right. So we've been like the weekend before.
We've been many times the weekend before to make a bet on the Super Bowl and to gamble, and that's a pretty busy weekend too.
Yeah, it is. I'm guessing, he might even find a $10 table at Bally's.
Yeah.
I would say if you go to a casino that has a lot of tables, like Bally's, maybe they would have $10.
I'd be willing to wager there's a $10 table there. And there's probably Cromwell. is close enough.
Cromwell might have it. Harris. Right.
Harris might have it. Paris might have.
Yeah, that whole row there of kind of Caesar's properties. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all. Yeah. I just thought of something. I've got to tell you this, Mark. So Saturday morning when I went to the casino without you, and Lynn, my wife, told me, I was cheating on my second wife.
Right.
She said anything happened, and I just remembered the craziest thing happened at the craps table. I was playing at they had all 4 tables open.
This was a Saturday morning?
Saturday morning. They had 2 open right when I got there, but then they opened the other 2. And they had one that was $25, right? Which isn't unusual for Harrah's. And I gravitated over there and I was playing, and there was actually 4 or 5 of us playing on the table. And then all of a sudden, for some reason, it became a $5 table.
Okay.
Now, have you ever, for anything, seen a table go down in value?
And it was crowded.
It was crowded. There was like 5 or 6 of us playing the 25. 2 of the other tables were completely full, and the third table was about half full.
I've never seen an active table, a table with a fair number of players, reduce the...
reduce at all. Yeah. I mean, go from, 25 to 15. It went to $5.
Huh.
And I asked Ray, the pit boss, I said, "What's going on, Ray? I've never seen that." And he said, "I don't know. I just got a call from John Sebastian." Right, our good friend.
Yeah.
And he said, make them all 5.
Huh. Okay.
So crazy. I mean, there were all of a sudden the table was packed because everyone came over there.
Yeah, I've never.
And then the other thing, which I think I already told you, which I should tell the listeners, is I sat through and watched somebody roll 6 numbers.
On the fire bet, but you weren't. You just watched it.
I just watched it. I was already done. I was on the table that was no good, and the good table hit all 6.
Nice.
Yep.
That's happened twice to you now, right?
Twice.
Where you've witnessed it. Yeah. All right. But anyway, Rob also goes on to say, where's a good place to go to play craps if you've got like 7 or 8 guys and you want to find an empty table, so you can all play together. Again, go to a place where there are a lot of tables. You'd be surprised how often you can go into a casino that has maybe 5 or 6 tables. 3 of them are absolutely packed, and then there's one where nobody's playing.
Yeah.
Because people, for whatever reason, don't like going up to an empty table a lot of times.
Super Bowl weekend, that might be a little rough.
It might be rough, yeah.
But if you're going to do that, I would suggest you get off the strip.
Yeah, that's the thing, is he was hoping to stay on the strip.
Yeah,
right,
yeah. If you really wanted to 7, 8 guys to get on a table all together, you probably would have to go off the strip.
Yeah.
Cromwell still might be one of the better options for that. They usually have fairly empty tables, at least earlier in the day, from what I've seen.
Yeah, that's good. Now they only have 2 tables, don't they?
They only have 2. Yeah,
they have 2. But every time we've been there, Mark, even at night, at like a Saturday night at 9:00, we've been easily able to get on a table.
Yeah, that's true. Well, let's talk, because Adam, you're going to talk about your recent trip here in a little bit. I know you want to talk about Cromwell too, so we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Hey, thanks to everyone who's been clicking through our Amazon link. Remember, whenever you're going to buy something through Amazon, go to our page first, youcanbetonthat.com, and click through our Amazon link at the top of the page. That way, when you make a purchase, we get a little kickback that helps cover the costs of hosting the show, and it doesn't cost you a thing. You'll pay the same price just like normal. And if you listen to our show, but you don't really like us, head on over to Adam's website, vegasfanboy.com, and click on his Amazon link.
There you go. Are we splitting the Amazon commissions this week?
Yeah, well, I'll get back to you on that. All right, let's move on to our voicemail hotline. Don't forget, call our hotline at 951-292-4377. That's 951-2-WAGERS.
951-2-WAGERS.
And maybe we'll play your clip on the show. So last week, Ryan called in. He was talking about how he's playing a lot of Baccarat, and he called back to talk about some of the side bets at the table.
What's up, guys? It's Ryan. Once again, I got some couple thoughts to share regarding Baccarat. I know you guys talked about it on the last show after my call. Regarding the side bets, there are plenty of action on the side bets, at least on the tables I were on. And that's the thing that kind of I thought was interesting, because what drew me to that game is, the low house edge. So if you're going to play a game with low house edge, why waste so much money chasing the tie? The tie is 40-1 is what it pays. And the Panda 8 and the Dragon 7 pay 25-1 each. The Dragon 7 is when the player's hand, the 3 cards equal a 7, and Panda 8 is when the 3 cards equal an 8 for the think it's a banker's hand. I'm going to have those crisscross, but that's how those bets work. And like I mentioned last time I called you guys about me not recommending to play the game alone if you're new at it. You know, when you have a extra bet hit like that, little side bets like that, your bet doesn't necessarily lose depending on where you're at. And I'm not even quite sure what it is, but sometimes it's a push based on, like, if the Panda 8 hits, then and you bet on bank or player, then you don't necessarily lose your bet. They leave it there, and that's where there were some mistakes on the table that I was on where we got to keep our money a couple times we shouldn't have. Anyway, there are plenty of side bets in the game. I will say this, although it is boring a little bit, the game moves very, very fast. And, you know, for me, I think I'm going to take a little break from the craps table because I've had a little bit of luck on the baccarat just 2 times. But I'm going to keep riding that because, you know, it feels like for someone who likes to bet the same amount every time like I do, it seems like a pretty good game to get a good consistent little run in. So, anyways, we'll see how it goes next time. Thanks a lot, guys. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. So, Mike, last time you had said, oh, well, there aren't a lot of side bets at the baccarat table. And, you know, it turns out there are a bunch, right? You know, a lot of people kind of responded saying, oh, you know, here are some bets you can make, you know. So, but Ryan did say maybe he was getting some of his numbers wrong. So I do want to tell you what some of the payouts here are. The tie bet in baccarat usually pays 8-1. There are some tables that pay 9-1, but most tables it pays 8-1. It's a terrible bet. It's so funny because, you know, again, baccarat has a low house edge, but the
tie, you don't see that many ties, really.
Well, I mean often enough, but it's not. It doesn't pay 40-1. It pays 8-1. The Panda 8 bet pays 25-1 if the player gets a winning 3-card 8, and the Dragon 7 bet pays 40-1 if the banker gets a winning 3-card 7.
So on the other end of that, if the player got a winning 3-card 7,
right. If you bet on Dragon 7 and the player got a winning 3-card 7, you don't win.
You
that.
lose that bet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So see, I don't know enough about those side bets. I think whenever we played baccarat, I don't even know that we bet any of those, did we?
I don't remember there being, when we played, I don't remember there being side bets other than the tie bet.
Right, and that's probably what I'm going on, because I don't remember any of that. I would remember the side bets.
But there are so many different bets. I mean, here we were talking about the Dragon 7 bet, but it shouldn't be confused with, there's another real popular bet called the Dragon Bonus that pays different amounts depending on what the outcome is. It's got a big different pay table. So just keep in mind, there are a lot of bets out there, but you need to kind of make sure that you know what's going to be a winning, hand, and make sure the dealer knows too. That was what Ryan was talking about, right? Sometimes the dealer would either not notice it or, pay it wrong or something like that.
Yeah, it seemed to me like that would happen more at local casinos than a Vegas casino.
Gosh, maybe. I don't know. It's so funny because the Vegas Tripping guys had their podcast here recently, and they were talking about how at least, gambling is almost sort of moving away from Las Vegas and out towards these local casinos, right?
Well, yeah, of course. They're close to our house.
But, Ryan was also talking about, baccarat can be a little boring. But this last week, before, when you and I went up to Harrah's, I was getting tired of the craps because we were losing. So I went and sat with our friend Mary and played Pai Gow Poker, which is a boring, quote-unquote game.
Right.
And I had a blast just sitting there,
But I think you had a blast because you had quite a few Long Island iced teas.
That could be. Yeah. Mary said... I
think you were having more fun than you actually got out of the Pai Gow.
When I left the table, the guy sitting next to Mary said, "Boy, your friend likes to talk."
Yeah. And then when I walked up and you were in the bathroom, Mary said to me, "Mark is yap, 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 yap." And I'm like, oh yeah, I know. Because he already had a few at the craps table.
Yeah, so. I know. See, but I'm a friendly drunk. Now here, on the latest Vice Lounge Online, they were talking about different kinds of drunks, right?
Right.
And one of the types of a drunk is like a belligerent. I don't get belligerent.
No, not
at all.
No,
right?
You get chatty. Is what
I get chatty and happy.
Yeah, chatty and happy, and then you make an off-color comment here and there.
Yeah, that's a little too loudly.
A little too loud. Yeah.
All right, let's go to another call from Mike. So on the last episode, I told a story about how I was playing poker at one of our local casinos, and we were very close to winning a bad beat jackpot. And I got all excited and kind of started cheering for it. And the people looked at me like I'd said I wouldn't kill baby Hitler if I could go back in time. So anyway, Mike's call's a kind of reference to that.
You were the Donald Trump of the poker table, right, that day.
Right.
Hi, guys. It's Mike from Pittsburgh. Listening to the last podcast, you guys were talking about etiquette at a table, and Mark, you were talking about when you were playing poker and your table was one card away from the bad beat, and you were yelling, "Come on!" and everybody looked at you like you were way out of line. It might have been because a lot of casinos have rules about the bad beat jackpot that you can't talk about the bad beat jackpot, or it voids the bad beat jackpot. So maybe it wasn't an etiquette thing. Maybe everybody was just telling you, be quiet. We don't want to give the casino a reason to void the bad beat jackpot. Just a thought. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a good point. If the hand is actually going on, you can't be saying things like, "Oh, you got a call, right? That we could hit the bad beat jackpot." You can't be having a discussion in the middle of the hand that would change.
You can't coerce somebody into doing something that maybe they didn't realize they should be doing.
Right. That's just, you shouldn't do that in any case. If you're not involved in the hand, you shouldn't be saying anything to anybody.
Right.
So, that's a good point. However, in this case, all the cards were up. Both players were all in, and everybody knew the jackpot might hit. We were all talking about it. So
right, the card's going to get turned no matter what.
Right. So, it wasn't like I was the only one who brought it up. We were all saying, "Hey, even people were even walking over to other tables, say, 'Hey, we may hit the jackpot over here.'" No, it was just me real loud saying, "Come on."
Yeah, it was the loudness, probably.
Yeah, but it shocked me because they glared at me, and I'm coming from the craps world where you cheer and everybody smiles, right?
Well, getting back to Mike's point, do they really do that? Would they really nullify a hand if somebody said something to somebody like, "Oh, we have a chance for the bad beat"?
It's possible. I don't think any of the casinos around us. I've never heard of it, but it seems reasonable to me that some casinos might have that rule.
I guess I've never heard that here. And boy, that would, you talk about a stink.
Oh, I know. See,
you'd have some pretty unhappy people at a table if some guy just made some small comment and then no, you can't get it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I've never heard of it being enforced, if the rule does exist.
Yeah. If anyone out there does know of that being enforced or being an issue at some casino, call. I'd love to know that.
Yeah, let us know. Yeah. All right, Adam, let's get to your trip. So you just recently got back from a trip to Las Vegas. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so it was a good trip. It was a family. Well, I made the excuse that I was saying I was visiting family, but we all know why I was out there.
Good.
Right. So first night, I used my Vegas to get a comp at New York. So if people are still saying that there's no good rewards out there, I tend to disagree a bit because I think I saved close to $300 this trip just using my Vegas. Yeah. So New York, good news. Most times of the day, they had $10 3 to 2 tables, which is really good.
That's really good. I'm kind of I'm pleasantly surprised to hear that.
I am too. Yeah. I'm surprised that it wouldn't be more like $6 to 5 or $15 tables.
Yeah, right.
Right. Yeah, and this is a busy weekend, probably the busiest in December, besides the 31st, obviously, just because all the Cowboys are in town.
That's right. Yeah, the National Finals Rodeo. It's always hard to say. Yes. You went to that last year, Mike.
Yeah, I went last year. That's a great event. If anyone out there wants to go, that is a great event.
You know what else was this weekend too? At Caesars Properties, it was the Great Gift Wrap Up, and it just so happened my parents were there this week.
And my brother was there.
Oh, he did go.
He did go,
so a busy weekend for a lot of reasons. So that's good to hear that at least there is some 3 to 2 still on this trip.
Right. And so I also went to that. I just walked around everywhere that Thursday night I got in. So I went to Tropicana because they are still running the Even the Odds promo, which basically, if you don't know what that is, the first $200 you spend, or up to $200 of your first losses after signing up within 24 hours, are refunded in the form of free play. So you get 50% the next day, and then 50%, I want to say 30 days afterwards, which is a pretty good deal.
Yeah, that's not bad. Now, you say like 30 days later. What if you maybe you know this, what if you showed up like 6 months later? Do you think you'd still be able to collect that second 50%?
I believe it was within the year you could still collect it.
Oh,
that's great. Yeah. That's great because most people are going to go within a year. Most people go regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only problem I see with it now is because it looks like Tropicana's Marquee Rewards is changing over to Penn National in June. June or sometime next summer, I think. So I don't know if that's going to last much longer. So we'll see.
Yeah, so people need to take advantage of it now if they can. Yeah.
Right. But I was, in an odd way, I was actually kind of disappointed because I broke even. And for the purposes of reporting for, my site and the show, I was like, well, I just want to see how this works. And I was up like 75 cents when it was all said and done. I'm like, well, I guess I'm not coming back.
Can you do that? Say you went on Friday and you got your rebate, which you used half right away. Can you do that again, say Monday?
I believe you have to come back within the 24-hour time period. I might be wrong.
You can't start the whole process again, right? It's only like for new signups or something, isn't it?
Yeah, only new signups.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only new signups. Okay, so I was just wondering if there was some time limit. Like if you hadn't been there in 6 months, you could do it again, do the process again.
No.
Okay.
But it is nice. I mean, for people who are learning video poker and you're kind of, it's a free learning experience essentially.
That's good. So that's what you played, video poker?
I did, and I was making some really dumb plays just with the hopes of hitting the royal flush, knowing that I would potentially get my money back.
I mean, that's really the way to go. You want to play a machine that has a real high variance,
right.
Because you're hoping to hit that big payout, or you just get your money back, basically. Yeah,
exactly. Right. Yeah. So I think maybe that's my new strategy is just play horribly because that seemed to work for me.
Good, excellent. Yeah. What'd you say you won for 75 cents?
75 cents. After
for a lifetime, you're going to be up like $8-9.
I know.
Nice.
Yeah. So after that, I made the long trek over to Cosmo, and I actually walked this trek. So I was feeling it the next day,
nice.
But I've heard rumors that, Bond Bar is doing the new ticketing little program for comp drinks now.
Yeah, I had heard the same thing. I was going to ask you about that.
Chandelier Bar is not, which is really, really nice.
Okay, good.
So, and they usually have some pretty open spaces. So I was getting comped kind of left and right. And meanwhile, I was seeing other people my age, millennials who I don't fit in with, apparently, just coming up and ordering Coors Light after Coors Light, paying $10 every single time. So still a great deal at the Cosmo.
Oh, good. Okay, well, that's good. So, and how are the video poker pay tables aren't that good, though, are they?
No, you're paying for the experience, basically.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Were there a difference in video poker at the bar versus elsewhere in the casino?
If there is, it's not much. Cosmo's not really known for the great VP, but, the cocktails they were giving me, these were $15, $16 cocktails that they were making me in Compton, so I wasn't really complaining that much.
Good. And they were strong enough? That's Mark's problem. He never gets them quite strong enough.
I think Mark would be very happy to go to Pygo Poker and, chat away.
Oh, good.
Okay,
all
good.
right. Yeah. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, because some places, seriously, Mark's had problems at some places where the drinks aren't quite strong enough.
Oh, well, it's true. I drank Long Island iced teas all day at Harrah's one trip. Felt nothing. Then we went over to Venetian okay. And I had like one and I was flying. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, and the guys at Chandelier Bar, they're great. And since you're right there, I was getting well more than one per half hour, which is kind of the standard now, I guess, at these ticketed machines or whatever. So can't say enough good things about them.
Great.
Yeah. And so Saturday, I moved over to the Excalibur. That's an experience, I will say. The problem with staying at Excalibur is that you have to tell people that you're staying at Excalibur.
Right. Yeah. There's a bit of shame that goes with that.
Sure.
As many things in Vegas end up with a little shame, but
people get concerned. Like, is he doing okay with money? Do we have to set up like a GoFundMe account or something? It's
right. Or is he just, like that? And then they're even more worried.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Those people you see on the pedestrian bridges, they're not homeless. Those are just Excalibur guests getting out of their room and hanging out for a bit. So it is. But the good news for Excalibur, besides the rooms, which I don't recommend, perpetual $5 craps. So the whole time it was there, the entire weekend, $5 craps, and the casino was packed. So that's a good thing.
Nice. That's great. Now, is it just double odds at Excalibur, or is it 3, 4, 5?
I saw 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
So I'm assuming it is at most tables. Yeah.
Okay, good.
When was the first time we went to Excalibur? Probably when it opened, right? Shortly thereafter. And I cannot remember ever not seeing a $5 craps table at Excalibur.
Right.
Good.
And the good news is it has not changed since you guys went there in the 90s. So that's exactly how you remember it.
There's probably still the same people there.
Yeah, could be.
It is, yeah. The funny thing I saw all weekend was, and I'm sure you guys can attest to this, I don't think I've seen it to this degree, but all the electronic machines were packed. I'm talking the blackjack, the big six, the shoot to win craps, everything. And I don't see this stopping in the near future. I don't know if this is something you guys have paid attention to, but I've seen it more and more.
Gosh, I'm trying to think. This last trip we were on for VIMF, did we see a lot? We were downtown, but did we see a lot of people?
We went by one shoot to win craps machine, and it was packed.
Was it?
And
okay.
I can't remember where that was. We saw that.
I don't remember.
But
either.
I remember thinking to myself, well, you couldn't even play here if you wanted. It was packed. Yeah. Here we are recommending it to people, and there were a lot of. I mean, there were like 5 people on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of electronic games, I actually played in a poker tournament at the Plaza for the first time, which was surprisingly enjoyable. But I know that poker purists would absolutely hate these tables.
So I'm very interested in this. So it was a tournament. So tell us about just the mechanics of it. I mean, do you just show up and you say, I want to be in a tournament, or is it a certain time, or how does it work?
Yeah, so they have their kind of daily tournament schedule. You have to have a player's card to play because they use that to load it in the machine. It essentially loads your profile. So the individual consoles are just they look like an iPad, basically. And then in the middle of the table, everything's shaped like a regular poker table. In the middle is a big, huge, seems like a TV screen. And what's nice is you can see everyone's chip count in front of their little console there, their station. So you never have any guessing games or anything like that, which is really, really cool. But the tournament was only $10 to get in.
Good.
Yeah. And you could do unlimited rebuys through the first 4 levels. So, people were getting knocked out left and right, but just kept buying in. So, my brother and I were all in for $15, and the prize pool was, there were 20 runners, but much more than $200 in the prize pool, which is good because of, kind of all those rebuys. But the nice thing about these electronic tables, of course, it's what I like about them, what I don't like. What I don't like is that, there are no dealers, so it kind of puts people out of a job, I guess. But the levels were 15 minutes. We got through so many hands because there's no shuffling, no, clinking of the chips and people counting out chips and things like that. So that was actually pretty nice. The tournament was done in about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, so you get 2 hours of entertainment for $15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
And the cocktail waitress came by 3 times while we were there.
Oh, that's great. Good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool. So I think if you are new to poker or just don't want to sit in one of those 5, 6, 7, 8 hour marathon sessions, it's a good option.
Yeah.
You have any idea what the house rake is on that?
Oh, I do not know. They post it on Poker Atlas. I can look that up though. It's not much. It's really not much.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it would be much the way you described it. So that's pretty nice of them to offer that.
I mean, I love playing poker. I don't know that I would dislike it. I mean, I do like being in a kind of a real table with a real dealer and, people, but shoot, time is kind of valuable in Vegas. And I've always struggled with, gosh, do I want to spend 6 hours, 8 hours of a Vegas trip just playing poker with everything else you can do? But, just to get the itch, that's not a bad way to go.
No, not a bad way at all.
And I always say that too, but the likelihood is I'm going to get knocked out in like the first 3 hands anyway, so I don't really know what I'm complaining about. But for $15, 3 hours of entertainment is pretty good. And they do run, so if you are a low roller, 25, 50 cent kind of cash games throughout the day, which is nice as well.
No, see, that's nice too, right? Since we can't play on the internet anymore. I mean, that's a way, you can actually go into a casino and play for those low stakes. That's what's really good, because it wouldn't make sense for the casino to pay a dealer to deal a 25-cent, 50-cent game.
Yeah,
right.
Those kind of things would be good for me. See, then I go in, I'm playing craps, and my casino wife can go sit at a $25 poker.
Who's your casino wife?
Yeah, and and again, you get through so many hands with that. It plays like an online game. It really does. And so to see your cards, actually, it's kind of cool too, because they're obviously face down on your screen, but you cup your hands over the top of the cards, and it kind of reads your hand, and then it flips up the corner so that kind of only you can see.
Okay,
which is neat as well. Yeah,
nice.
But
and then I understand your brother took you out.
He did. He took me out. The blinds were about to catch up with me. I said I was going to shove at the first face card. And, of course, I ran into his pocket queens. And, yeah.
That was it. All right.
He ended up winning the tournament, paying for lunch. So I can't
good.
complain.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
That's nice.
Yeah. But, after that, I went to Downtown Grand, which is unsurprisingly uncrowded. But a great place for video poker because it is so uncrowded. And I think, unfortunately for Rob, if he wants to get off the strip, Downtown Grand would be a perfect place to go if you got 8 guys, because they might give you the table for free if you bring in all those people.
Oh, that's great. I think I was on 500. They said for a little while they had moved all their table games towards the back, like where the high limit area used to be. But now I understand the games are back out front again. Did you see that? Were the games kind of out in the open again?
They're back out in the open, still the same level of participation, which is about 0, but at least they moved them. So, yeah.
We didn't go there at Vamp, did we?
This last year we didn't go. So, no, it's been over a year since we've been there.
And what's funny, because we had coupons, too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we just didn't use them.
Yeah, one of those things.
Yeah, I like that. I like the casino, too. I don't really know what's going on. Like I said, great video poker, though.
Yeah, well, a lot of it's just that walk over there, right? That scary walk.
Yeah, that's right.
Even during the day.
You got to go past the beef jerky store and all that. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And then my last casino that I ended up at was the Cromwell, which I know you guys have talked highly about. I actually think it's my new favorite casino just because of the great dealers for craps. I've played craps there once, but had a great time. That was a $10 table. And they actually now, for strip standards, have pretty good video poker. There's several machines, 25-cent machines over 99%. Not at the bar, obviously, but kind of right towards the kind of south entrance near Flamingo. So it's cozy, it's uncrowded, they've got some good bars. I really recommend the Cromwell.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Mike, I think you'll agree with me. As far as service goes, if I had to rate the best hotel casino, well, we haven't actually stayed in the hotel, but just the casino, the service we've gotten in the casino, Cromwell's at the top of my list for service.
Oh, definitely. It's always been excellent to us.
Yeah, right. Since they opened, it's always been excellent.
It's funny. I think on a previous episode, we said the one thing we didn't like is they didn't wear name tags.
That's right. They'll tell you, the dealers will tell you their names, but they don't have name tags.
So you have to remember it. And at first, I was kind of like, I don't really like that. I'd like to name tag because I like to talk to them.
Right.
But the more I think about it, it creates more conversation because I have to keep saying, now, what was her name again? What was his name again? So maybe in a way that is a good thing, right?
Maybe. It's also good to hear about video, especially for a Caesars property, the way they decimated their video poker. It's good to hear that at least there's some decent video poker at a Caesars property.
Yeah. They're and several machines. I think it's one full bank, but both sides. And it's like I said, it's just a nice property. It's clean. Probably because it's new. But it's usually very unbusy, and I can't say enough good things about it, at least right now.
Yeah.
It's a Caesars property, so who knows what's going to happen.
Have you ever stayed there?
I've not, but my wife just said to me yesterday, next time we go to Vegas, I want to stay at the Cromwell, which is news to me because I didn't know there was going to be a next time.
I was going to say, so your wife actually said to you, next time we go to Vegas.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think my wife's ever said that to me.
No, this is big news. Well, I had a couple great meals. I saw a couple good shows, which I'll talk about on my show next week. I saw Absinthe for the first time, which was fantastic. Actually, great reviews about New York, and I actually ate at Top of the World at Stratosphere for the first time, so I'm going to talk about that too.
Oh, good. Yeah, we've heard good things about that. Great. Good.
Yeah.
All right, so your show probably be coming out in about a week?
About a week, yep.
Okay, great.
Good. Well, we'll get the rest of the report then, I guess.
Yep.
Then.
You will. Yeah, I saved all the good stuff for my show. I think that's how it works, right?
Good. That's
well,
exactly
if you're going to win that trippy, that's a smart thing to do, right?
Exactly.
Good. Oh, well, Adam, thanks for coming along. I hope we got all our audio problems figured out. I was scrambling here right before I called Adam, and I hope everything sounds okay here, and I'm going to try to do some stuff in post to make it good.
Yeah, it'll probably take us a little while to get used to this. It's a little different.
Yeah, it's frightening. We've got headphones on. We never had headphones before. I'm burning up.
We have to look at each other.
Well, if you get any hate mail, you can send them to me then, I guess that's how it works.
All right, that's what
that was our intent.
Yeah, we'll just forward it along. All right, I'm forwarding this to Adam. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. Hey, we want to thank Adam, not Adam Vegas Fanboy, but another Adam listener for a PayPal donation. He gave us $14. Again, we don't normally mention the amount, but $14, that's a big theme now on our show, thanks to all the $14 that we seem to come across in our journey. He said, for your next craps buy-in and to hopefully help bring me a little luck for my Vegas trip, December 13th through the 15th with the guys. So good luck to you,
That's
Adam.
a good time to go, really. Mid-December is a great time to go.
Yeah, I agree. Now, Mike, you are going to be going to Indiana this weekend?
Yeah, the Horseshoe Southern Indiana, I think it's called.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just outside Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay, great. So on our next episode, we'll get a trip report from you.
Yes.
And that episode will probably come out we're scheduled to come out on December 24th, Christmas Eve. I don't know how we keep managing to do. We'll probably record early, right? And then just release
Maybe.
it on maybe we'll see this. That's right. Hey, be sure to check out our TV listings showing all the gambling-related shows coming up within the next 2 weeks. We update those listings every Wednesday using a customized program to search through all the raw American TV data. Just go to our webpage, youcanbetonthat.com, and click on the link at the top that says TV listings. Hey, we'd love to hear from you. Call our voicemail hotline at 951-292-4377. That's 951-2-WAGERS. Or you can email us at youcanbetonThat@gmail.com. Also, follow us on Twitter at YouCanBetOnThat. We always tweet when we're heading to a casino, and we'd love to meet up with you. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/YouCanBetOnThat. And finally, head on over to iTunes and write a review on us. When you do, it helps us get new listeners. Adam, take us home.
Oh, well, guys, I just want to thank you so much. I think this was the Vegas crossover 3 people were waiting for.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Well, hopefully we'll start a trend. Yeah, this was fun.
It was, yeah. And I'll get...
Oh, excuse me, Adam. But I was going to say it'd be kind of fun if a bunch of different podcasts crossed over.
Sure.
Every once in a while, right? Because I imagine most of the people who listen to us also listen to Vegas Fanboy.
Sure.
And if they don't, they've probably just been spending the last 20 years in Excalibur and haven't left.
That's what they're hanging out on the pedestrian bridges. Is what's happening.
That's right.
Well, again, thank you guys so much. Absolute blast, and we'll be getting you guys on my show sometime soon.
All right, sounds
our
good.
Pleasure.
All right, thanks for listening.
Thanks.